Joined by Marcus King, Geelong's Chief Strategy and Growth Officer. Marcus, the fixture has dropped, a fixture we're really pleased with, both from a member and fan point of view and a football perspective.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. Great fixture for us. From a football point of view, very fair. Only 6 travels, good spread of those travels. You know, the opponent mix is very reasonable. And then from a fan commercial point of view, also very strong with the mix of teams we've got down here and in Melbourne.
And yeah, down here we've got 10 games at GMHBA for the first time since 1996, and as you mentioned, a good spread of games against some really strong opposition. How good is this for our members and fans?
Yeah, it's great, and just to touch on the 10 games, which is an amazing outcome for the club. First time since '96 that we've had 10 games here, and it's a credit to the club and to the stadium and in the investment in that stadium by governments and others that we can now attract 10 games with a 40,000 capacity stadium. And we've done a little bit of work actually on the impact of those games to the broader Geelong region economically, and that the direct economic impact is sort of 5 to 7 million per game. So it's really significant, not only for the club but for the region to have that extra game down here. And then within those 10 games, it is a great mix. So we've got big clubs like Essendon and Richmond. I think maybe only the third time since '93 that Essendon's been down here. Richmond have been very rarely down here as well. We've got big matchups against the Bulldogs on a Thursday night, Melbourne on a Friday night, St Kilda later in the year. We've also got Brisbane and a number of others. It is a strong mix of opponents and a really good mix of time slots. Of those we know, there's several night games and then several day and twilight. So something for everyone.
Awesome. And opening round was obviously launched earlier this week, and we'll head up north, take on Brisbane to open the 2025 season. How much of an honour it is for the club to open 2025?
Yeah, it's an honour, and I think all of us should be really proud that we have been chosen to feature in the first game of the season. I can't recall when the club was last in the opening game of the season. So pretty special. It's a rematch of the preliminary final, so hopefully we can get some revenge there. We're also kicking off gather round, on a Thursday night against Adelaide. Again, we are on Broadway, and it's a credit to the club that we're in these feature games.
And we look to the Melbourne games. We have 7 in total, including 5 at the G, and we'll host the traditional Easter Monday blockbuster against the Hawks. How good will it be to head up the highway and play in front of some really big crowds? Yeah,
awesome. And for us, it was really important that with the extra home game in Geelong, that we still had a really strong fixture of games in Melbourne, and we're conscious a lot of our fans live in Melbourne and surrounding areas. So to still have 7 games is an excellent outcome. 5 at the G, as you said, Pat. The Easter Monday game is a real blockbuster. That's our home game. We also follow on from that with games against Carlton, Collingwood, and others. So it's a very strong mix for our Melbourne fans.
And we travel 6 times, including 4 trips in the first 15. We'll head to Queensland, South Australia for gather round, and then again for Port, to also taking on the Eagles in Perth and New South Wales twice. We have members all around the country. How excited are you to bring our football to them and hear them cheer really loud?
Yeah, it's really important. We're a club that has members all over the country. We recognise that, so it's great that we get to play in different parts. 2 games in Sydney and 2 in Adelaide across the season, so particularly for fans in those areas, it's a big win. Obviously opening round in Brisbane and then Perth as well.
And now fixture time slots for the first 15 rounds are locked in, and our members and fans can start planning for the season and making sure they're joining as a member and being one of 100,000 members, which is our target for 2025. What's your message to them to jump on board ahead of a really exciting season?
Yeah, well, we're asking for all of our fans and members to come on board. More than 90,000 members this year is an incredible effort by everyone. We are aiming for 100,000 members next year. We think we can do that. I think it's a fixture that supports it. Whether you are a general admin fan or a general admin member or a reserve seat member, wherever you are in the country, KO Digital member, there's a membership product for everyone, whether it's an access or a non-access member. So please look into that and sign up and support the club.
Awesome, thanks, Kingy.